So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Happy Thursday. I am thrilled and excited because the credit card is in my pocket. It's got a zero balance, and Bike Week is coming to Daytona, and I've got a new motorcycle. So, that's not why I'm here today, is it? No. We're here today to talk about something that will really help you, and that is listening to yourself more than others. That's the topic of today's show, because most folks get caught up in this world of, leaning on others for advice, like maybe you're doing for me, and that's okay. But I want you to listen for yourself and think for yourself. And we'll talk about more of that today as we get into this thing we call the Daily Boost. Every single day, I show up with a very simple mission in mind. It's that I know that you have ideas, dreams, ambitions, desires, things you want to do. Maybe you're clear about it, maybe not. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe you want to figure out what you want to do. But in any case, you get up in the morning and the alarm clock goes off, if that's what happens to you, and suddenly spin. Everything goes crazy. And did you get closer to where you wanted to go today? Oftentimes, yes. Oftentimes, no. This show is to, no matter what happens, to make sure you're leaning in that direction. That's all this is really about. Good to have you. My name is Scott Smith, founder, chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. I'm the keeper and the purveyor of Scott Logic. It's that very special kind of common sense that pretty much can solve every single problem in the world. All you have to do is pay attention. And for those of you who are thinking, wait a second, this guy's way up too deep. He's having way too much fun. He's not serious enough for me. I issue a challenge for you today. Now, first off, if you've got to be a stick in the mud in order to be happy in life, that's on you, not on me. I like to have a good time, but I issue you this challenge. Listen between the lines, because they're silly and they're serious. And if you're able to put the two together, life is good and you get what you want. And that's what I want for you. So let's talk about listening to yourself more than others, huh? I do that a lot. I actually do pay attention to a lot of people. I listen to everybody. I study all the time. Lots of mentors, lots of coaching groups that I participate in, not only as a facilitator, but as a guy that's being coached. I do it all the time. I like it. I get in there, I listen, I pay attention, and then I filter it all in. Make sense of it. When I was growing up, I was a pretty energetic kid, you might imagine. Enthusiastic, an excitable child, did I say when I was growing up? I must be still growing up because I'm still that way. Never going to stop. I never let a day go by without challenging something. Usually with my mouth. To be honest with you, just kind of what I do, right? Well, thanks to those responsible for turning me into a good person, I kind of learned a valuable lesson when they said, you've heard this before, right? Listen twice as much as you speak. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. How many times have you heard that? Yeah. Listen, there are things that we have heard forever. And there's a reason we've heard them forever. Not all of them are right, but a lot of them are. See, I don't know if you knew this or not, and particularly if you're a Generation Z or millennials are kind of cool. It's funny what thing happens when you start to grow up and want to buy a house. You get things change, doesn't it? But you're not the first person ever to live on this planet, and I'm not either. People have been around pretty much as smart as you and I were, thousands of years ago, and they figured a lot of stuff out. So when we pay attention to simple advice like that, listen twice as much as you speak. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. It's good stuff. Now, I tell you that coming from a guy whose mouth kind of never stops moving. I listen a lot. I'm a really quiet guy. You wouldn't know it here, but I am. So you've heard it before, but we're in a fast-paced world right now. Knowing when to put a zipper on it, your lips that is critical. But I've learned something over time to take that advice, and I've kind of taken it to a new level. I've amplified it. I've taken Scott logic. I dug down deep into it, and I said, wait a second. Not only am I not going to say, I'm going to listen a whole lot. I'm going to go dark. Now, when I go dark, here's what I mean. You choose to listen to others less. Yes, you're still listening. You're still caring. You're still interacting with those around you. But you have decided to listen to yourself twice as much. Now, when I go dark, it means I have moved out of the conversation. It doesn't mean I don't care anymore. It just means you're not going to know what I'm thinking. You're not going to get my input. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to call you, not going to text you, not going to be involved, just going to go dark and do my thing. Now, what's happening when I'm doing my thing? Likely, I'm sitting down thinking. I've chosen to listen to myself more than others, because usually when others are talking, it's their agenda pulling you a certain direction. Even if it is their agenda, there's a lot of nuggets in there. There's lots of good stuff, a lot of expertise. We have to go through that, but you got to sift and sort and filter to get what works for you. And you can only do that if you absorb it and then go dark and think about it. The world we live in today makes it kind of impossible, doesn't it? Endless hours of interacting. It's nonstop Googling, Zooming, texting, and more. It's all overrated. It's as if we lost permission to think for ourselves. Can't move forward without a social approval. Can't move forward to see if there's a Google search somewhere that we can get an answer on. Don't do that. Think for yourself. Be original. Do it. Right now, I would bet you, and this is just hard-fought experience. I've done this over the years so many times. I've talked to you more times than you even know. You don't even know you were on the phone with me and we were talking. I don't care if it's somebody like you, okay? And I got to tell you, in my view, the biggest reason folks don't do the things they know they need to do is because they're second-guessing themselves. They're waiting for somebody to give them approval. They're not listening to themselves. They're listening to everybody else. But the minute you do take the time to listen to yourself, you go dark and you pull back and you listen to yourself, something extraordinary happens. Your creative mind and your talents, they just kind of flourish. Your positive energy, it rebounds. It comes out of nowhere. You feel more present. You find more meaning in life. I mean, going dark means your life gets brighter and good stuff happens. Before I got on this podcast today, just had a very dark experience from a very dark person. Evil lurks in the world. Positive, optimistic people understand evil's out there. We don't dwell on that, but it's there. Literally, a person that just really treated me in an evil manner. And I said, well, I kind of didn't see that coming. I guess I got to go. And I hung up. Done. Over. Kaputs. Out of here. Don't need to listen to that. Not even affecting me. Move on. I want you to take time to slip away to your own space. I want you to develop the person inside of you that you know you can be, and you got to have your own clarity of thought to be able to do that. I want you to remove yourself from the buzz of the world somehow. Take off the headsets, pull the earbuds out, walk away from the TV, turn everything off and sit down and just think to yourself and don't let anybody get inside your head. Journal a little bit. Do that. You're going to find a new kind of energy. Will it happen overnight? Nah, it's going to be kind of hard. But eventually, when you finally break free from all that stuff that's buzzing around and waiting for somebody's permission for you to be able to do what you know you need to be doing. When you finally do that, you're going to find something really cool happens. You're going to get perfectly okay with being in your own world, living on your own island, fully interactive with the rest of the world, understanding where you stand, but you're okay just to have your own thoughts. And when that happens, little by little, every single day, you'll emerge, and everybody will notice you're different. They'll listen to you when you speak. They'll seek your advice. They'll be attracted to the new way that you think. You'll become a guide for them, and they'll be so wow over you, they can't turn away from you. Who knew that listening twice as much as you speak works even better when you listen to yourself twice as much as you listen to others, huh? Oh, some of you out there will say, hey, Scott, going dark, that's really bad advice. Yeah? Okay. What happens when you get mad? You start pouting, you run away, and you lock yourself in your room, and you have a glass of wine, you think about it. You think about yourself. What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? You work it out in your old brain, then you come back, and you're okay. Why not avoid the freaking drama? And just stay in that place where you're working out what's going on with your life. All right, I'm going to leave it there. That's, I won't go too deep on this stuff, but do it. It's good for you. So tomorrow, what are we going to do? Well, who the hell knows? Talk about your mission. I know, Scott, I want my why. No, I'm not talking about your why. I'm talking about your mission beyond your why. That thing that's bigger, more important than anything else in the world, but that's tomorrow's show. I'm not going to talk about it today, but I will see you tomorrow.